Thank you so much, Shanka, enveloping us in this ocean of peace. And also very beautiful that you made this to start our class with today. As most of you know, I just got back from Crete 2 days ago. And the ocean has always been such a healing sound in the background for us. We hope that some of you will come with us the next time again to Crete. It's such a beautiful place to be for a retreat. Anyway, welcome everybody to our gathering today. And I'd like us to begin with the Sufi invocation in the different languages before we start the class. So meanwhile, Nafas will take care of the people coming in, huh? Okay, we'll start in English together. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the messengers, the spirit of guidance. So, Noor Rahman in het Nederlands.
Tot de een. Volmaaktheid van liefde, harmonie en schoonheid. Het enige wezen, verenigd met alle verlichte zielen, die de belichaming vormen van de Meester, de geest van leiding.
And yes, in German, Pitya, will you say the invocation for us in German, please?
Dem einen entgegen der Vollkommenheit von Liebe, Harmonie und Schönheit, dem einzig Seienden, vereint mit all den erleuchteten Seelen, die den Meister verkörpern, den Geist der Führung.
Jamila in French.
Vers l'unique, la perfection d'amour, d'harmonie et de beauté, le seul être uni à toutes les âmes illuminées, qui forme l'incorporation du messager, l'esprit guide.
Rabia in Norwegian.
Den ene, den fullkomne kjærlighet, harmoni og skjønnhet. Den eneste væren, forent med alle de opplyste sjelene, som legemlig er mesteren, ånden som veileder.
Ilka Adil. Yes, in Finnish.
Kohti yhtä, rakkauden tasapainon ja kauneuden täydellistymää, ainutta olevaa, yhdistyneinä kaikkiin valaistuneisiin sieluihin, jotka ruumiillistavat mestarin, johdatuksen hengen.
Jennifer in Spanish.
Hacia el uno, la perfección del amor, la armonía y la belleza, el único ser, unidos con todas las almas que forman la manifestación del Maestro, el Espíritu de Guía.
And did I see Anatoly here? I think Anatoly.
Единому, совершенству любви, гармонии и красоты, единосущному со всеми просветленными душами, образующими воплощение Мастера, путеводный дух.
Yes, thank you. Did I forget anybody?
I saw Musawira somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Musavira. Yes, in Portuguese. I see her there too. Thank you. If you're able to unmute. No? Oh, I know. Well, while you're fiddling here, if you don't mind, I see Val. You will do it for us in Gaelic. Can you unmute and do that in Gaelic for us? There you go.
Ní dro an té, perfect an grá an céile agus an holaíochta, an tain duine, atá in aontas leis na hanamachas sóisíthe, atá mar léirú cruanta an Master, Spirit na Thrórach.
Thank you. And so finally, then we also have, Nakiba Karola in Hebrew, please. Yes, we're really international.
Yes. Likrat ha-echad, ha-yachid ha-echad v'ha-myuchad, shlemat ha-emet, ha-tzedek v'ha-tiferet, ha-mimtza ha-yachid, ha-kolel kol ham-nashemot ham-neorot, yotzei ha-kshamat ha-rabbi, ha-ruach ha-kodesh.
Very good.
Thank you. Okay. So I don't know if it worked for Musavira, and I don't see her. So that's okay. We know that Musavira's here with us. Did I forget anybody else who might want to share the invocation in your particular language? It's wonderful that we're here together and to share this in all the many languages and seeing the oneness behind this. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We begin in the name of the one who is infinite mercy and compassion. Okay, so I just want to say a few words only about this class theme of, the healing with sacred sound. I actually chose this as a follow-up to our October morning practices in our 9-month series on heart, self, and soul, which is what we've been doing this last month. But according to the ancient mystery schools of Egypt, of Greece, India, Tibet, and many other places, the knowledge of sound was really a very highly refined science based upon an understanding of vibration as the primary causative form of the universe. So every living thing is in a state of vibration and has resonant frequency, from the orbits of planets to movement of electrons around atoms to, every organ and tissue in our bodies. And so all these together make up a composite frequency, a harmonic that is your own personal vibratory note. And through resonance, the vibrations of one vibrating body reaches out and sets another in motion. So it's like those of you who are here who are violinists, for example, one string vibrating against another string of an instrument sets this in motion. You know this. And it's the same with us. And in this theme of healing with sound, our Sufi teachings really emphasize that when any part of ourselves, the body, the mind, the heart, or spirit, is vibrating out of tune and in any kind of disharmonious relationship with another part, this results in what we call dis-ease or illness. And so health and well-being is when the body, mind, spirit continuum creates a natural resonant frequency. And that is then harmonious and in tune with all the other parts of the whole. So through using externally created sound, we're going to be bringing in a harmonic pattern into the body, mind, spirit, because really it's through this principle of resonance that sound can be used to change disharmonious frequencies back to their natural and healthful vibration. So today we're emphasizing vocal sounds primarily because, as Murshid Hazrat Inayat Khan said simply, the human voice is life. The human voice is life. It is, well, I'm paraphrasing him, it is holy breath made audible. So when we're singing or chanting or praying out loud together, this is producing vibrations in the body, mind, spirit, which charges us with life energy. So this is today's class. I'm not going to be saying a whole lot more about this, but really introducing, different aspects of this through our friends who are going to be sharing something with us today, from the different mantras, working with sound, the zikr, prayers, poetry. These are all ways in which vocal sound really is a carrier wave of consciousness. And this, together with the frequencies of the vibration, plus the intention that we put into, is what creates healing. So we're going to begin with Fareshta sharing a healing mantra. I'll let her say something about this herself, but for me, when I've heard her sing this, as well as some other yogis, it's been so healing and nourishing of a mantra, and it's really at the heart of the ancient Vedic tradition of India. The healing force awakened by this mantra somehow sends forth its ripples from body to psyche, from psyche to soul, and also connects us with the healer within. So I'm going to ask Shanka then to share screen and put this on so that then we'll have Fareshta singing this mantra. And I'll mute myself now. Yeah.
I think I would like firstly to read the English words so you have some idea what it is about. Om. We worship and adore you, O three-eyed one, Shiva-Isis. You are the sweet fragrance of life, Sugandhim. You nourish us, restore our health, and cause us to thrive, Pushtivardhanam. Like the fully ripened fruit easily falls from the stem, Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanan. May I be free from the attachment and death. Mrityor Mukshya. May I never be without nectar of immortality, Mam Ritat. So forgive me the pronunciation. I learned it from Karuna Mai from India, and yes, as Saki said, for me it's quite healing. I will start with singing Om, and if you like, you just can join with the Om, and also during the mantra, if you like, you can sing along however you would like. All is fine. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Mukamiva Bandhanam Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvakamiva Bandhanam Shanti, Shanti,
So I'm going to be asking Farishta to continue now with another practice with us in elongated vowel sounds, which really are the heart of many sacred traditions and their sacred words, mantras. But just to say that self-created sounds, vowel sounds, are really very powerful means of not only attuning us, because sound is considered God in the Hindu tradition, Nada Brahma, but also it reduces stress, which we all can certainly benefit from in these modern times, and it really helps with calming and increasing relaxation, giving health to body, mind, heart, and spirit. So I'd like to just pass this on again to Fareshta to lead us in a simple practice with the Brahma Mudra, and you'll explain that, huh? I'll mute myself again.
Yes, as Saki told, it is called Brahma Mudra. The mudra is done with the fingers, fold them, and with the head. And you look in 4 directions with 4 bija seed vowels, with the A on the right, with the U on the left, with the E above, and the M below. And together you can find it forms the Aum. So it's Nada Brahma, God, and it's also called that Brahma has 4 faces. So for one direction, one face. So we can when we do it, we can feel this going to this direction, and every time coming back to the center and be tuned by the vowel to the center. And when you inhale and go to the 4 directions while breathing in, and then while being carried back to the center by the vowel, by the sound, you come back with the head, and this with all 4 directions. Do it slowly so the neck can really be relaxed and be transformed by the sound. So few breaths just normally and relaxing. Feel the ground you sit on, and feel the crown to the heaven and the upright spine in between. And the next time when you breathe in, you go with the head on the right. Breathing out. And breathing in to the left. Breathing out. Breathing in up. Looking to the sky with closed eyes, and down. Breathing in, looking down, relaxing, and breathing out some relaxed. going on with breathing in to the right. To the left. Up. Down. Right. Left. Up. Down. Right. Left. Up. Down. On one last cycle. Feel the sound inwardly, the vibration on the body, the heart, and the soul. tuning all levels to the one.
Wonderful. So refreshing. A real sound bath. Yes, thank you. So this leads us into our Wazifa practice, which we'll just do shortly. Murshid Hazrat Inayat Khan reminds us that every spoken word is a re-echo of thought. And every thought is the re-echo of an emotion. Every spoken word is a re-echo of thought, and every thought is the re-echo of an emotion. So we use the practice of Wazifa, chanting of divine names given by our guides, in which sacred words are used which have a certain meaning for physical, mental, moral, or spiritual purposes. And Wazifa is the repetition of a sacred word, which has been really the secret of the mystics' practice for thousands of years. And in Wazifa, such words are used which have a certain meaning for physical, mental, moral, or spiritual purposes, and known by many different names. In the Vedanta, for example, this is mantra yoga, but the Sufis call this Wazifa, the divine names. And so Hazrat Inayat Khan reminds us that as many times as a word is repeated, even in a whisper, so many records it has produced in one's mind and in the heart. This is why we have Wazifa practices. We're producing some new impressions in the mind and in the heart. And we're just choosing a simple Wazifa right now because the Sufis give great importance to the attainment of harmony. Harmony which is necessary for a human being in order to keep balance in life. So we're just going to share in chanting together the divine name for universal harmony and blessing. And just when we're chanting this, just slowly out loud 11 times, just feel free to direct that to any place in your body, mind, spirit that's in need of harmonizing. This is the beginning of healing, to know where we have somehow gotten out of sync with ourselves, gotten out of harmony. So we'll just be chanting this together. Ya Fazel, universal harmony. Ya Fazel, 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 Ya Fazel. So then the fikr, just breathe in Fazel. Take that into the depths of your being. Let it resonate inside, in the silence. Inhaling Fazel, and as you exhale, just feel yourself aligning with the universal harmony and blessing, your natural state. We forgot to put this in the chat box, but maybe you could write that in, Shanka, in the chat box in case anybody wants to remember this for those moments when we, need to harmonize. It's very simple, and one of those Wasifa practices that, anybody can actually do, whether even or not somebody is a murid. Yeah. Okay, so before we have a beautiful healing prayer chant from the Jewish tradition that Nakiba will explain to us, I just want to say something about the healing power of the word, because it's really important to know if our words have a healing or a wounding nature in the effects that it has on each other. We can say one thing in one way and it has an effect on us, and we can say the same thing in another way and it has a different effect. And so, it's the vibrations and the intention that we bring into our words that makes a difference. And this is, of course, an aspect of prayer that's very important. But I just want to say a short story first before we go on. And this is one that Murshid told often. It's a story about how there was a healer who was in a small village, and there was a child who was ill, and so the healer went and began chanting these incantations, and there was somebody who was standing nearby who said, "Oh, this is so stupid. Nothing can come of this. It's ridiculous. This nonsense words. What did he say? It's not going to do anything." And so the healer heard him saying this, and then he turned to him and he said, "What do you know? You're just an idiot. You know nothing. You're really stupid. How can you say such a thing?" And then the man got really upset. He started turning beet red, and he was very angry, and you could just see the steam probably seeping out of his head. And then the healer looked at him and said, "You see? If my words can create that reaction in you, why can't it also create healing for this child who's open for this?" So I found that such a beautiful story. It really is such a good reminder for us about noticing if our words have a healing or a wounding nature. But really, even beyond all of this, all of the wisdom traditions work with sacred prayer as ways to invoke the healing power of the divine. So I want to first have Nakiba Karola say something about what you're going to share, and maybe Shanka, you could also put the words as a share screen, and then when we put the music on, you have to take that away because I don't think it works to have both at the same time. Okay, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Jewish tradition, the most essential prayer connected is a plea, a longing, a plea for healing. And it comes from Moses and in his relationship with Miriam. And she, well, not to go into the story, but she fell ill and was excluded from the community. And so Moses prayed, "Please, please, God, heal her soul. Anna, Elna, Refana la." And the word for healing in Hebrew is Rapha, like Raphael, the archangel for healing. And it is full of ah. And in the tradition, you are allowed to pray it, to chant it, to cry it out in all kinds of ways so that all expressions and manifestations can flow through, can open. And the context I'm offering it is more like a daily awareness prayer to open for the healing from the heart. Is nafshi cholat ahavatecha. That means my soul is sick with love for you, source. So it is interesting because the word for sickness is chola, like cholera, the word cholera, a chola, sickness. But it is used here as love sick. So the double meaning that any illness or disturbance has a very hidden, deeper essence of hidden love caught maybe in a form or in a disturbance. So if you allow this love force to come through and open up your heart and then plead for the healing flow to enter, it is like a conversation. And thank you for all the teachings already shared, because the sounds and if you pronounce the words, when you hear David Cooper chant this Nafshi Cholat, Ahavatecha, Ana Ilna, Refanala, maybe you can find how the words and the sounds and the meaning can touch on leftover remnants of sickness or disbalance. So maybe, Saki, we could
Thank
put
you. Yes, well, maybe I'd like to ask Shanka to maybe put the words in the chat box then, so that if people want to kind of hum along, sing along with it, yeah, that would be good, because, and then we'll close this screen so I can open the other one, try to see how this works. Okay, because, yeah, thank you so much for that explanation, Nakiba. Very beautiful. Okay, so let's see how to do this. Okay, here. Yeah, so it's in the chat box if you want to sing along. Oh, I have to do share screen first. Share sound.
And maybe I can only say, find a way of moving
Yeah.
with it, either through the hands, they connect through the heart, but find a way to engage your whole body presence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll mute ourselves then so that everyone can sing if you like. I'm going to mute myself now too. Yeah.
נפשי חולת אהבתך, אנא אל נא רפנה לה. 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 נפשי חולת אהבתך, אנא אל נא רפנה לה.
Amen. So I'd like to ask Noor to just lead us in a short round of prayer for peace for each other. So now we can look at each other and sing this. And Noor, can you unmute yourself and lead us and say just a couple of words about the chant, that we continue this same kind of sense of opening and asking for healing, and we're extending this to each other.
Yeah. Thank you, Saki. For me, the word peace, I always find it as similar to harmony, love, harmony, and beauty, or love, peace, and beauty. And that's present in the Shem word, the Shalom, Shalom Alechem. So we find peace, we find harmony within ourselves, and also peace and harmony with the other. And when there is peace, there is also healing, there is rest. And so that's very beautiful. Okay. Shalom Alechem, Shalom. Hey, this is the beginning, that's a good note. Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom, 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 Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom, 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 Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom, 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 Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom, 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 Shalom. Shalom.
Thank you, Noor. Yeah, so we take that note of peace with us into our struggles and confrontations and ways that we encounter daily life. And, with sacred poetry, as prayer, we can bring all of ourselves to the door of the divine. And so I'm going to be inviting Mubina to share a poem from Rilke, which she will read in both German as well as in English. And it's just such a beautiful way to see that we can bring all of ourselves to the divine. And in this beautiful poem, I'm sure you'll identify with some of the things that are going on inside you. So can you unmute yourself, Mubina? And maybe, I don't know if we can put that on screen. Did we have that? Yes? Oh, okay. So you'll do the share screen, and Mubina will read the poem, and we'll learn German, those of us who are not German speakers. Okay.
It's from the Book of Hours by Rilke, first in German and then in English. Ich bete wieder, du Erlauchter. Du hörst mich wieder durch den Wind, weil meine tiefen, nie gebrauchter, rauschender Worte mächtig sind. Ich war zerstreut. An Widersacher in Stücken war verteilt mein Ich. O Gott, mich lachten alle Lacher und alle Trinker tranken mich. In Höfen habe ich mich gesammelt aus Abfall und aus altem Glas, mit halbem Mund dich angestammelt, dich, ewiger aus Ebenmaß. Wie hob ich meine halben Hände zu dir in namenlosem Flehen, dass ich die Augen wieder fände, mit denen ich dich angesehen. Ich war ein Haus nach einem Brand, darin nur Mörder manchmal schlafen, ehe ihre hungrigen Strafen sie weiterjagen in das Land. Ich war wie eine Stadt am Meer, wenn eine Seuche sie bedrängte, die sich wie eine Leiche schwer den Kindern in die Hände hängte. Ich war mir fremd wie irgendwer und wusste nur von ihm, dass er einst meine junge Mutter kränkte, als sie mich trug, und dass ihr Herz, das Eingeengte, sehr schmerzhaft an mein Keimen schlug. Jetzt bin ich wieder aufgebaut, aus allen Stücken meiner Schande, und sehne mich nach einem Bande, nach einem einigen Verstande, der mich wie ein Ding überschaut, nach deines Herzens großen Händen. Oh, kämen sie doch auf mich zu. Ich zähle mich, mein Gott, und du hast das Recht, mich zu verschwenden. I'm praying again, awesome one. You hear me again as words from the depth of me rush toward you in the wind. I've been scattered in pieces, torn by conflict, mocked by laughter, washed down in drink. In alleyway, I sweep myself up out of garbage and broken glass. With my half mouth, I stammer, you, who are eternal in your symmetry. I lift to you my half hands in wordless beseeching, that I may find again the eyes with which I once beheld you. I am a house gutted by fire, where only the guilty sometimes sleep before the punishment that devours them, hounds them out into the open. I am a city by the sea, sinking into a toxic tide. I am strange to myself, as though someone unknown has poisoned my mother as she carried me. It's here in all the pieces of my shame that now I find myself again. I yearn to belong to something, to be contained in an all-embracing mind that sees me as a single thing. I yearn to be held in the great hands of your heart. Oh, let them take me now. Into them I place these fragments, my life, and you, God, spend them however you want.
Yes, it's a very powerful poem. Thank you for sharing this with us, Mubina. Yeah, so we'll bring this with us into the Zikr now. Well, I'm sure that, everyone has a sense of the Zikr, how, as Murshid says, the practice of Zikr, whether we sing it or speak it, it's, again, that rhythmic suggestion to awaken in our hearts remembrance of the Beloved's indwelling presence, no matter what is going on. And so Murshid said the spirit of Zikr is the breath. The spirit of the Zikr is the breath, which is naturally prolonged through every repetition, whereas the body of the Zikr is in its words. So he says the words produce the fire element, and the breath is life. And so the heart becomes naturally warmer and warmer. And from this, an inner flame springs forth that lights the path of the Zakir. We're all Zakirs when we're chanting the Zikr. So with this, I would like to just ask Heiko to lead us in the Zikr. Is Heiko there?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
So the text is very simple. It's only one word, namely Allah. And as we heard already, it's not so much the text than the sound, the A. And we place the Allah into our heart chakra. And when I sing it, I feel my pain, my sorrow in the heart. And when I start singing, I lift myself upward. And it is as if, let's say, the rays of the sun break through the dark clouds. And then something like peace, happiness, and even ecstasy may show up. I don't say that the sorrow disappears, but it's on the backstage, and on the front stage the other feelings come up. Allah
Maharshid's healing prayer. O thou whose nature is mercy and compassion, and whose being is all peace, Father, Mother, Creator and Sustainer of all life, send on the whole of humanity, all of creation, thy peace, and unite us all in thy perfect harmony. Amen. So as we continue to listen to the healing presence of the divine within us and to be healed at the source and rest deeply in our souls, we can naturally expand our prayers of healing for others in the world, in our lives. So I'd like us to just close with Latifa Noor leading us in the Medicine Buddha chant. I did put this on, I think. So maybe, Shankar, you could put this last chant on, and Latifa Noor will sing this with us a number of cycles.
Okay. This is a chant from the Buddhist tradition, and we can Mahabhakansi, the great healer, and we can direct this to parts of ourselves that might need healing, or to other people that we know that might need healing, or to places in the world. And we can either chant along or just hold the melody, hum along, or just feel the vibrations in the heart. Beata-om, Bekenze, Bekenze, Mahabekenze, Ranza, Samogate Soha. 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 Beata-om, Bekenze, Bekenze, Mahabekenze, Ranza, Samogate Soha.
May all the many sentient beings who may be ill or in disease be quickly freed from all illness, all disease, and may all beings be free from pain and suffering, never to arise again. Amen. So, my dear ones, it's been such a rich and full evening together with so many beautiful strands coming together and a great variety in our sharing together. Really found it so beautiful and everything so harmonious. And well, this is the nature of healing in our world, where we're facing so many kinds of differences and distinctions which divide people, and all of this happening, that it's so healing that we come together in these gatherings to remember the one, the unity behind diversity, and sharing our hearts together. So as our closing prayer, just to stay in line with the last Medicine Buddha prayer that Latifa Noor was sharing, we will sing together, and now we're singing to each other, looking at each other 3 times. We'll sing, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, peace, peace, peace. So just be aware of singing this to each other. May all beings be well, may all beings be happy, peace, peace, peace. May all beings be well, may all beings be happy, peace, peace, peace. And all the places in our world in need of this, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, peace, peace, peace. Amen. So until we meet again, dear ones, next month sometime, I think it was, when was it? I don't remember exactly, but you'll hear from us. It's one of those dates in November. I think it was the 18th. Yes, the 18th of November. So we'll meet again, and those of us who are in the online group, we continue attuning in the coming weeks. So I wish you a beautiful week ahead, and thank you, everybody, for your presence, your healing presence here together. All blessings. So we can unmute if you want to say goodbye to each other.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Saki. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
He says